Yes, so let's get started with Punch Out.
Punch Out! Ding!
Dun, 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 dun. Coach stole my beer. Dun, dun, dun.
Have you seen the videos for Punch Out? The ones that they were doing with
Yeah, with the live action stuff. That's actually really funny.
Really well done. I just got to give props to Nintendo for that.
The guy they got for the coach, was that the guy that did Shit? Was that the same guy?
Oh, I have to see. I doubt it. No, you're talking about Clay Davis, right?
Yeah.
No,
He acted like that dude. I don't.
Dude, are you serious?
I thought that might have been him.
All right, we'll check that out.
All right, we'll check it out because that would be actually really funny if it was that guy.
Awesome.
So Punch Out.
So dude, you've been waiting for this game for how long?
Probably 15 years.
15 years at least.
Seriously, if you go back to the NES, like the games that I went back to over and over again, it was probably Legend of Zelda and Punch Out. Like
not golf.
Not golf.
Excite Bike.
Not Excite Bike.
Ice Climbers.
Excite Bike, man. If they hadn't made that bike overheat every 3 fucking seconds, I would have probably liked it better.
You got to be good at it. You got to get
I don't
real close to
being good at anything.
You just want to play.
I just want to play.
Well, Punch Out. The thing is with Punch Out,
you got to be good.
You got to be good. You got to memorize patterns. That's all Punch Out was about, right?
It's all about patterns.
You got to wait for the blinky. You got to wait for this. Hit low, hit high, and it's just like they didn't change much.
They didn't.
Which is good.
Well, the cool thing is they didn't change much about the formula. Like the formula is the same, but these guys, even though I would recognize them, I would recognize them like, oh, Don Flamenco, I've played this guy, I've played Glass Joe, whatever. But they would add in little shit so that you can't just walk through the game. You can't just go through and beat it.
Yeah, well, yeah. The skills you've got from the original Punch Out are not gonna translate. Right?
They help though. They help a lot.
But I mean,
when you
seriously.
get the left right, the doom 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 doom.
Did you notice that any of the punches actually make a difference? Like if you get them dizzy or something like that, if you throw a combo, like it doesn't seem to make any difference. Like because you can just basically punch like the same punch over and over again. You do the same amount of damage.
Yeah. So in the original NES one, I've always been behaving on the assumption that you have to go back and forth because in the NES one, there's a couple dudes where if you'd hit them with the right a couple times, they would shake it off. But if you went back and forth, like especially on Don Flamenco, you could bobble them back and forth for 10 minutes.
You did like 4 or 5 hits as opposed to 2. See, I was trying to.
So that's what I just do that now, just out of habit.
Oh, okay.
I just can't help myself.
Me, I was just like, well, right, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but
yeah.
But I mean, like, there's some of the other stuff with what is it? You can actually do the dodging. I thought was more interesting because there's some punches you can actually have to duck.
Yeah.
Some punches you have to go right. Some punches you have to go left.
Sometimes you have to block.
Yeah.
So that is new. That's definitely more elaborate. You could dodge before and you could block. I don't believe you could dodge backwards. I don't think you could duck.
Yeah, or duck. Yeah.
So, but the thing is there definitely wasn't all this cool shit where if you dodge to the right when they're punching from the right, they'd hit you. Like this is all. It's a lot more elaborate, which I like.
So they added a little bit more. The thing that they added, which I wasn't too big of a fan of, was the balance board.
I didn't even bother.
So I tried.
Didn't even bother.
Right, so how'd you play it?
I started off like this. Yeah. I was doing this.
It's kind of fun.
It is. It's very fun. Yeah. But then, 3 hours later, I was like, God.
Did you get tired? Did your wrist get tired?
I was like, fuck.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my left wrist.
Okay, good. So you were just doing right punches.
My right wrist, that's tough. That's made of steel. You know what I'm saying?
It is bigger, significantly bigger. I must say.
Look at these forearm muscles. Those are internet muscles.
Yeah. Bachelor muscles. That's what they call.
So finally what I did is I turned the remote sideways and I was doing the punch with the buttons, and that's great. It works fine.
And it works fine. So like I was doing okay, I'm gonna do it the way Nintendo intended.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna be doing the punching, and I'm like, let me add a little bit more and add the balance board. Because with the balance board, it's kind of weird because basically you're just kind of standing there, and then you lean right, you dodge right. Okay. You lean left, you dodge left, and when you do a push down, you duck.
Oh.
So you can't do everything.
How about block?
Block is just up.
Okay. So you can't do. It's not like you lean forward to block.
No.
Okay.
But the thing is, I was doing it. It was not as responsive as I wanted. And
it's got to be lightning.
Well,
quick.
I was being in the first few. And I'm like, this isn't so bad. I'm like, whatever. And then the moment I got to like maybe the second tier, I started dying like constantly. I'm like,
we should have gotten a video of you playing on the board.
Yeah,
like,
my wife was laughing at me. She's
I
like,
bet
what are
she
you
was.
Because like I have a loft area in my office, right?
Yeah.
And then she can kind of see my reflection. Because it's that in the window, and then all she would see is she saw my head going like this and like going away. So she's like, "What game are you playing?"
That'd be great if she came down and you weren't playing a game.
No,
you're just like,
I was just playing like hide and seek with, or Wacka Yuzo.
That's right.
But yeah, so like I was actually really disappointed in that. But again, like all I did was I took it and I started playing with it, and like I started getting little cramps.
Yeah.
A little bit, but overall it was perfect.
I never minded it. was very disappointed about the not letting you do it with the classic controller.
I know, what the hell is up with that?
The classic controller is like,
it's perfect.
It's the exact same thing except more comfortable, right, than the Wiimote. Like, that's all it is. They made it bigger, easier to hold, and they're like,
Yeah, well, they did add those extra, what is it, the controls, which you don't have to use.
Never
it's
use
still a cross control.
Yeah.
So, I was Googling around, I'm like, oh, can I use the classic controller? And they're like, no.
Why would you leave that off? There's like 4 fucking buttons in this game. It's like, you can't hire an engineer to spend the 5 minutes necessary to translate those controls. Like, I don't understand
Apparently
it.
not.
I don't understand it. But, so this game is the shit.